Welcome in. We are going
Wait,
to
wait, wait.
what?
Oh, that looks like my wiener.
Welcome in to another video with A Spiral and Brother. We're going to be talking the NFC North division now. Going through all four teams: the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, and Minnesota Vikings. Talking about the offense, defense, positives, negatives, storylines for the season, and where we think they will rank by the end of the regular season. You got anything to say before we get into it?
No.
We will get right into it. First team up, the Chicago Bears. Off rip. This is not good. This is horrible news, man.
Yeah, for the Bears, I'll let you kind of talk for the most part.
Well, I want to hear your unbiased opinion, but Kobe Bryant being out basically the entire regular season, potentially for the playoffs. I mean, wishful thinking. Big signing for the Bears and has just crushed. That just crushes you. Luther Burden is also going to be out probably the entire preseason. So that's not great. Hopefully they're just being cautious for him and hoping that he'll be ready to go week one against the Carolina Panthers. Getting right into this depth chart, we're going to start with the offense here. Caleb Williams, I think, is a top 10 quarterback in the league right now. He needs to be more accurate this season for the entire season. 1 year into the system with Ben Johnson, you need to see that the growth over the last 6 weeks plus the playoffs is there right off the rip. DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai are a pretty good running back duo. Monangai falling to the 7th round last year after being such a good running back at Rutgers. He came out and showed it. He was the power to DeAndre Swift's speed, and Ben Johnson really found how to utilize both guys and get the most out of them. This wide receiver room, whether you're a Rome Odunze guy or a Luther Burden guy, I know that's a big talking point in fantasy football right now is which guy is going to be the guy. Um, with Rome kind of still dealing with that foot injury lingering from last year, he did say something about you just have to learn how to deal with it. I don't really know exactly what he means by that or how it's going to affect him. But he was a top 8 wide receiver for the first 6 weeks before he got hurt. So that was also with Luther Burden not coming on, to the scene quite yet. So we'll see how that looks with hopefully Rome healthy and Burden hopefully healthy going into the next season or into the regular season. Burden looks awesome when he's on the field. He's an extremely fluid athlete, very sudden mover. It looks like he goes 0 to 100 right away. And at his size, at like 6 foot, 205 pounds or whatever he is, he's kind of like DJ Moore sized. So it's a pretty good 1-to-1 replacement. I like the Khalif Raymond pickup in the offseason for like a veteran, sure-handed guy, but I actually think Jade Walker is going to be on the field way more. He really showed his athletic ability in his hands when he was on the field last year, and I think him as a 3 with Xavion Thomas being the like gadget guy, get a guy out in space and let him cook, is going to be very intriguing to see how Ben Johnson works with him. For this tight end room, Cole Kmet's a great inline blocker. He's one of the better blocking tight ends with receiving upside in the NFL. And then Colston Loveland he is what they drafted him to be as a top 10 pick. He is an extremely good mover in space. At 6'6", Colston Loveland moves like a wide receiver and has hands like one as well with a huge wingspan and great catching prowess. I think that he's going to really step into this system, and Ben Johnson, I think, will really utilize him a lot over the middle and on these seam routes that Caleb should be better at throwing going into this season. As for the offensive line, I'm a little worried with Ozzy Trapillo being out. He tore his patellar tendon in the playoffs last year against the Packers, and so he's definitely not going to be playing at all this year. Braxton Jones played okay when he was in last year. I really wish Ozzy wasn't hurt, but Braxton Jones, you hope, can step in and just be fine. Joe Tooney, reigning protector of the year. He's so good. He's been an amazing guard for so many great teams and great offensive schemes. Bradbury, I was pretty critical of him when he was on the Patriots last year in the playoffs. I'm not a huge fan of him, but being between Tooney and Jackson, I think will be great. And then Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright, you got the twin towers over there, and they literally look like twins. Darnell Wright just got a huge extension, and he was fully worth that money. And Jonah Jackson and him together as a run duo in any kind of double teams has been extremely um, powerful in the run game and really opening up gaps for Swift and Manungai. You have anything to say about the offense?
Joe Williams needs to upgrade his accuracy to be in a top 10 position.
Yeah, his
Um,
accuracy is definitely the
wait,
biggest
you guys
thing.
got Miller Moss?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
that doesn't mean anything. He's going to be the
He'll
last.
probably start over Caleb.
Yeah, you're right.
He's more accurate. No,
But
if Caleb can actually like get more accurate, I don't see what's stopping him from taking this team deep in the playoffs. I mean, his first 3 quarters he's not good. His fourth quarter he's insane. Overtime is when he decides, oh yeah, let me just throw it right to someone, end the game. Like you can just blame the receiver that's not on the team anymore or whatever.
I, mean,
It still
I was
doesn't
blaming the
change.
receiver when it happened, but that's not the point.
Still doesn't change the fact that it was a terrible pass. I do like the receiver duo of Roma Dunze and Luther Burden. They are getting overrated right now, like crazy.
Especially in fantasy. I agree with
Oh
that.
my gosh, they think Luther Burden's going to be the next Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's
Yeah.
like,
No.
no, probably not.
In reality, people are trying to fight over the Rome or Burden. In reality, it's just going to be Loveland.
And then great O line. I think Logan Jones should maybe start,
You
or at
hope
least
yeah,
becomes the starter eventually.
yeah, I would agree.
But Braxton Jones is the kind of the besides center is the place that they need to upgrade. Other than that, the O line's great. You saw the sack or the sack total went from like almost 70 down to like 24, and adding the interior O line of Joe Tooney, and then last year was Drew Dahlman
Mm-hmm.
and Jonah Jackson made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And then obviously Colson Lovin and Cole Kmet are great tight end duo. The running backs. I mean, I think DeAndre Swift is one of the worst starters in the league. To be honest, I am not a DeAndre Swift guy.
He has bad vision, but the way that Ben Johnson schemes it, it makes it really easy for him to excel. Which is, I mean, it's been shown.
Yeah.
And honestly, when Swift's out, I got no problem giving Manungai the ball 30 times. I mean, he did it once this year. He ran for like 118 or 120 yards on 31 carries.
Yeah, I think Kyle Manungai can be a great bell cow if
Yeah.
he gets that opportunity.
Yeah, not a speed demon, but man, he'll run through your face for 4 quarters straight. Where I get really worried is moving to the defense. They did not do much to improve their defensive line. Deo Dangbo is motivated. He's ready to go.
Shut up.
I know, but then it feels like we're both on one
Well,
side.
no, if you were to move to this side, the phone would flip vertical because you're fat.
The defensive line. That's the phone would flip. Deo Dangbo and Montez Sweat, Austin Booker. I thought Austin Booker kind of started to show flashes last year, but you're banking on a 4th or 5th round pick from a few years ago to end up being a starter and a good pass rusher. We'll see what Odangbo looks like coming back from a torn Achilles, but I will say I don't have high hopes. I think Javon Dexter could take another step this year in the positive toward being a better pass rusher and using his size to maybe be a better run defender as well. Shamar Turner got hurt after like 2 weeks last season, so you hope to see him healthy. And Jordan Vandenberg has been lighting it up in camp. I've really hope he gets a chance to get on the field. I like Grady Jarrett. I like Neville Gallimore. Like, these are guys I like, but I would not have any of them be starters in the league right now. Like, Jarrett's old. He wasn't super great at run defending, which was kind of why they got him last year. And Neville Gallimore, maybe he's what they, traded or signed him to be, which is like a good pass rusher. But again, these edge like Montez Sweat, I think like a good probably tier 3 pass rusher edge, but he's a great run defender. But if the other side's not and the interior's not, you kind of just can run away from him. I do like this linebacker room. I think Devin Bush put on a great film on tape last year. Granted, he was in like one of the best defenses with the Browns and having Myles Garrett, but I think having a super athlete like him next to TJ Edwards, who seems to be like when TJ Edwards is on the field, the defense seems to play much better. So that's like I like that. They like Sewell should be healthy. They went and re-signed Jack Sanborn after letting him go to the Cowboys for a little bit. Good to have him back. And DeMarco Jackson was kind of a gem last year for a guy who just I think they signed to like a 1-year deal kind of out of nowhere, and he played for both Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds when they were both down with injury and played great. What I do like about this defense is their DB room. Obviously, with Kobe Bryant getting hurt, that lessens my excitement for it, but you're hoping these guys are healthy, and Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon are exceptional when healthy. Johnson, I mean, when he's healthy, he's arguably top 10 corner in the league, maybe even top 5. Dylan Thieneman, highly drafted safety out of Oregon. I think he's going to be great playing a very, either in 2 high shells or 1 high with in cover 3 or cover 6 looks, playing him middle of the field. That's where he really excelled when he was at Purdue before going to Oregon. And then Stevenson looked better last year. I like the Malik Muhammad draft pick. He was, before the season was second, and then fell when the draft came around. He had an okay season, so that's why he fell. And then Cam Lewis, former Buffalo Bill corner, it looks like they might be moving him to play safety.
I could also see Malik Muhammad playing safety.
I agree.
If they need to, because he's fast enough to be a coverage guy, just the center fielder sort of archetype. Tyreek Stevenson, I want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen enough. He just makes stupid mistakes, very very dumb mistakes, and I want to see more. Kyler Gordon, I think he's a great nickel. He just has to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I do like the linebackers. I just wish TJ Edwards was a little bit more consistent. I feel like a few certain times he has like dumb missed tackles that he usually shouldn't. Devin Bush, I think, will come in, and that duo of TJ Edwards and Devin Bush will be great. Just fantastic.
Da Bales. Moving on to the next team in this division, the Detroit Lions. They are going to have the worst strength of schedule of the 4 teams, being that they finished last, still at 9-8. I mean, the entire division finished with a winning record last year. I mean, this division is one of the strongest divisions currently in the league. Every team finishing with a winning record. I don't think a single other division did that last year. The only one that was close was the NFC West, but then the Cardinals suck. So, moving to their depth chart, I mean, we can talk about their weapons. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Right up the gut, there goes Gibbs. Foot race. Winfield can't get there. Touchdown Lions.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, like whatever the Bears guys are, they're all young. This is what you imagine they could be, except for running back position. Laporta, I think Loveland's going to be a much better tight end overall than Laporta, but Laporta, when healthy, is a top 7 tight end in the league. And Jared Goff is the captain that sails the ship. I mean, he really just keeps it steady. He is not great with pressure up in his face, which I worry about this offensive line, but they did go out and address some things. They drafted Tate Ratledge. They drafted Blake Miller. They got Juice Scruggs, and they have Christian Mahogany from last year, and Penei Sewell's still great. I wonder that maybe this line meshes a little better and their offensive line actually protects Goff from the pressure like right up in his face, like I said. because when he gets pressure in his face, he turns into Meatball Central. Like he looks like his feet get stuck in concrete and he kind of like falls away when he throws, and it ends up being either a horrible pass or an interception. Isaiah Pacheco,
Tries too hard. He's a tryhard.
it's not even. He looks like the guy who thinks that moving your extremities quicker makes you faster, regardless of how fast you actually move.
Kind of how that works. The faster your legs move, the faster you run.
Not if you're not producing any force. If your legs are just going straight up and down like this, but you're moving like that, which is kind of what he does.
I don't know how he ran a 4.3.
I don't either, because he looks so slow when he moves.
Like straight up, like Austin Eckler final year in LA type of slow.
Yeah. But
And that
we'll
was
see.
rough.
I mean, he's probably going to score touchdowns because he's the power back and they're going to give it to him.
What is he goes what he instead of Knuckles and Sonic, it's Sonic and Tails now or something? He like tried to make a new one.
No way.
Sonic and Shadow. Shadow's by far the best. Shadow's so sick.
Yeah, but Isaiah Pacheco is not Shadow.
Oh, maybe he called himself Taz for like Tasmanian Devil. That's cringe. I don't know what he
It's
said.
cringy. To
It
try and
was,
come
like,
up
right
with your
when he signed
own
there.
thing, it's cringy. Again, regardless, this offense is going to score points. It's scored points the last 3 seasons. It's going to keep scoring points. Where you hope that they pick up is on this defensive end. Aiden Hutchinson, 2 years removed from this injury now, hoping that he can stay healthy. Aleem McNeil, really loved the Tyleik Williams pickup. He, didn't show too much last year, but you hope that he can continue to develop as a big run defender. Makai Wingo supposed to be kind of this pass rushing guy.
Derek Moore. I think if he can just
Is that the Michigan
yeah.
guy? Yeah, okay.
I think Derek Moore could be phenomenal across from Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, DJ Wanham's fine. He's a fine starter, but I'm not a fan of it.
I just want Derek Moore to, because he's so strong, he's so explosive. I just need him to be more polished.
This linebacker room,
Very solid.
yeah, solid. I wouldn't.
Oh, they signed Devin White. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yep. Signed Devin White. I wouldn't
Very
be
good
surprised
pickup.
if he gets on the field. Honestly,
Yeah,
him and
over
Jack
Derek
Campbell
Barnes.
together could be pretty sick. I like their corner. I like DJ Reed. I think he's great. Keith Abney being forced into this cornerback 2 role with Mr. Kidnap himself getting cut. Roger McCreary moving into the nickel. I think he's a pretty good nickel. I liked Abney coming out, but forcing him right into a starting outside role is a little worrisome. It might take him some time to get really acclimated. And then you have 2 of the better safeties when they were healthy coming off of pretty serious injuries, a torn Achilles and a torn ACL. Joseph's knee has been very kind of suspect about the recovery. They've been, the Lions have been very kind of up and down about what has been going on and how he's been progressing. It's been a lot of, oh, I don't know, we'll see. And Brian Branch is, a torn Achilles is nothing to joke about. He's young enough where you hope that he can get back to full ability at some point, but it's going to be a rough start to come off a torn Achilles. So we'll see how this DB room forms into shape. The Green Bay Packers, led by Jordan Love, they have a wide receiver room of a bunch of potential and not a lot of proven ability.
I want to talk about the wide receiver room.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of teammates and friends that are Packer fans.
All right, go ahead.
This wide receiver room, I saw this, I want to say Instagram reel, where it said Packer fans explaining the most outlandish stats to justify how they have a singular wide receiver 1 in a team full of wide receiver 3s. And it's the dude talking to the brick wall. Christian Watson has yet to do anything like really worth anything. He catches a crazy deep ball in like clutch time, and that's all he does. Jaden Reed had a solid rookie year. Didn't do anything last year.
Well, he was out for majority of the season with a broken collarbone and the foot
No,
fracture.
I'm saying when he's on the field, he's still a little underwhelming.
Well, he was dealing with the Lisp fracture last year and then shattered his collarbone. So I'll give Jaden Reed the pass. Lisp Frank injuries are nothing to joke with. Like, you can try and play through them, but they're pretty rough. And then the collarbone break, he's not gonna he might have come back at the end of the season, but I don't even remember. He wasn't really on the field.
He did come back, but
Okay.
Matthew Golden, they called him their X. He's their X now.
Mm.
Jaden Reed's gonna be in the slot. Christian Watson's gonna be the Z on the right side. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm underwhelmed with this receiver room. No one's going to get significant targets besides Tucker Kraft. I'm not very high on this receiver room. It's very spread out. Jordan Love will get his stats, and he'll be like, oh, he's a top 10 quarterback. And then he trips over his own foot in training camp.
And throws a pick to no one.
Yeah, the funniest game I've ever watched was him against the Panthers last year.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I will say he's super high in efficiency metrics and stats, advanced stats. Like, he's an advanced stat darling, but sometimes I don't know if it's the play calling and the scheme that makes his advanced stats look good and his regular counting stats and on-field play sometimes struggle, or if it's just it's the advanced stats that give him the benefit of the doubt with the scheme, and then he's actually just not that good sometimes. I would say arguably top 10, especially based on the statistics, but sometimes when you watch, man, he looks like his brain turns into current day Brett Favre. Tucker Kraft, top 10 tight end.
Easily.
Probably top 5 when healthy.
Yes.
He's so good. I really hated when the Packers drafted him because I knew he was a dog. This offensive line, Jordan Morgan.
I don't like it. Jordan Morgan kind of sucks.
He was a really big reach in the draft. Aaron Banks,
They signed him.
I thought he was a good signing. Sean Ryan's been good. Anthony Belton, when he played last year, was pretty good.
Solid. Zach Tom, now known as Zach Bako Bawele.
Well, Zach
Bako Bawele.
That name was solid when he played last year, but I think he's suspect, especially when it comes to a speed edge rusher. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of speed edge rushers in this division, except for Aiden Hutchinson. This defensive line has very little run defending prowess. Javon Hargrave, not a good run defender. Devontae Wyatt, when healthy, he's okay. Carl Brooks, no idea. I mean,
meh.
I don't remember him being a stout defensive tackle when he was in the games last year.
No.
Lucas Van Ness, drafted pretty highly, has been
very underwhelming.
Underwhelming as a pass rusher. Good run defender, especially coming out of Iowa. You expect that. Micah Parsons, great run defender, great edge rusher. Like, he's
top 5. Easily.
He's easily top 3.
My opinion on Micah, I think I mentioned this in the
probably the
top 10 rebuilding one.
Yeah.
He's never healthy.
Yeah.
He's never healthy. So you just can't get the full Michael Parson experience.
Yeah, and it's said that he's probably not going to be back until October. You hope that this team can get wins without him. But I'm a little worried about this defense, especially with how rough their run defense was last year.
And it didn't get better.
And it really didn't get better. I mean, I don't think Zaire Franklin's an upgrade at all.
I disagree. I think it's a good trade.
I don't think it's really an upgrade for either
How can
team.
you, no, it's not an upgrade for the team, because if you have solid linebackers but a terrible D-line, that's you can't always let them get to the second level right from the jump.
I agree. I like Isaiah McDuffie and Edgerrin Cooper. I think Edgerrin Cooper's going to be top 10 if he plays like he did his rookie year and takes that next step.
But with a D-line like that, I don't know if he will.
I worry. This cornerback room is Swiss cheese. You got some greatness like McKinney, and I really like Evan Williams. And then
I like Javon Bullard, personally. Carrington Valentine.
fine.
Not a fan. Keyshawn Nixon, not a fan.
Yeah,
Brandon Cisse.
your outside corners right now that are set to start are Swiss cheese. Cisse, good outside corner.
Benjamin St. Juste, I honestly could see starting over Carrington or Keyshawn Nixon.
He played okay last
He's
year,
just-
but I think that might just be a defensive scheme with the Rams. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I really like their safeties, but after their safeties, like their outside corners are Swiss cheese, and I'm lukewarm on Bullard. Like,
Yo, good job getting Trey Smack though. Greatest pick of their draft. Nice job.
What?
Their kicker.
Oh my gosh, dude, you got a kicker. Moving on to the final team in this division.
Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings and their midget quarterback who has just been named starter. Going straight to the depth chart. Off rip, I hate the running back room. I don't think Jordan Mason's very good. Aaron Jones, I like when he's healthy, but he can't stay healthy for more than 8 games. DeMont Claiborne is a late round pick, and Xavier Scott is like a special team guy. Like I cannot stand this running back room if they want to be good. And Kyler doesn't really throw to his running backs. That was never his thing in Arizona. I don't think it's going to start being his thing in Minnesota. And that's what Aaron Jones is good at. This wide receiver room, I really like.
Fantastic.
It might be the best 1, 2, 3 in the league outside of the Bengals.
Overall, because Jawan Jennings is easily a top tier 2.
Yeah, but I think T is better than both of these guys. And
Yeah,
I would say, yeah.
But
It's-
they're miles better.
It's so close. It's
Yeah,
like these
it's-
two trios are outstanding. Justin Jefferson, still arguably number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. Jordan Addison is like a top tier 2. And when Jefferson's been out, he shows out and plays great. And then Jawan Jennings, when he was the number 1 for the 49ers, he was really good. So
fantastic.
you got a bunch of
Ice cream, fantastic.
You got 3 really good wide receivers. Hawkinson, he feels like he's been falling off a
and it's
cliff
like-
with injuries.
Well, it's also the quarterback play, and they don't get him the ball.
Yeah, he looked. I always hear shout out Theo Ash NFL. He does this thing called the get up cool rule. It kind of helps you determine if a guy's getting old and washed. Watch how they get up after getting hit or like falling down or whatever. If they get up cool or quick or whatever, they're still good. If it looks like they're having to drag themselves off the ground, they're probably getting washed. From what I've seen, he still gets up pretty cool. So you hope that the injuries haven't worn on him too much. And then this offensive line,
When healthy,
is awesome. I mean, Christian Darrisaw, when healthy, is a top 5 tackle.
Caleb Tiernan I also like.
Oh yeah, I forgot they drafted him.
Brian O'Neill, great right tackle.
like
just very
solid.
They were very inconsistent last year.
Yeah.
But it's also when you have JJ McCarthy throwing.
I like Donovan Jackson. I thought he was a good pick. What was that, 2 years ago now? Will Freeze is good. He came from the Colts. The Colts had one of the best O-lines the last few years.
Blake Brandel.
Don't know.
I know the name. I can't remember where he's from.
I don't know if he's good or not. I mean, Bradbury was their starting center a few years ago, and then I don't know who it was last year.
I think it was Juergens.
Michael Juergens? This
Yeah.
guy? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I don't know who Blake Brandel is. He could be good, he could not be, but I like this offensive line as a whole, and you hope they can keep Mr. 5'9" healthy.
No, he's 5'6".
I mean, I really wonder what they do with JJ. Like, do you try and trade him?
I think after this year, you see what you have, and then
I think if Kyler plays good, you try to sign him to a longer deal and just try to trade
they're not
him.
going to let what happened with
Jones and Darnold and
they're not going to let that.
yeah.
Well, Jones didn't play for them. Like he was on the roster, he just didn't play.
But still, they let him go, and then he went to the Colts and was great.
Yeah, they're not going to let that happen again with Kyler.
No. To this defense, without giant name, like without giant superstar names, this is one of the best defenses in the league constantly
They
because they
always
have
play so
Brian
good.
Flores.
They always play so good.
And what did they do? They took some freak athletes at some important positions. They took Caleb Banks, who we'll see how much he plays.
Big Citrus.
Big Citrus, who is just
a mammoth
a
of a human.
mauler on the inside, just gets in the way. Jalen Redmond was pretty good last year. AVG, awesome.
Yep.
Dude, so good. For not being like an extreme like name, he's so good. I love the Jake Golday pick. I think he's going to be sick in this defense with his versatility. Eric Wilson and Blake Cashman, good linebacker duo. And
They
I
signed
think
Jamal Adams, and they also have Ivan Pace, who's,
Yep.
I mean, that's honestly a great four.
dude, they're gonna be running out there with just straight up versatile players that have zero position.
Josh Metellus,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
a slower Cal Hamilton.
And Dallas Turner is.
I want to see more this year.
I do. I want to see him really
more.
take that next step.
I need to see the penalties go down. He's very cheap, late hit, hands to the face. Like he tries to. I like the edginess to that. I just don't like how often he gets penalized for it.
This DB room, Isaiah Rodgers had a great year last year. Byron Murphy is a really good nickel.
He's solid. I do think Charles Demings might take that spot over. He's the
Yeah. And then their safeties, Theo Jackson, Josh Metellus, are just solid DBs. I really think that you're going to see a lot of dudes playing in rotations all over this defense. It's going to be something to watch and something I'm going to really enjoy watching as a former defensive player and in a scheme that moves a ton.
Guess in the comments what position he played.
Sure, guess in the comments what position I played.
He's 6'5", 280.
Yeah. With the six pack.
No.
I think this team goes as far as Kyler Murray can take them. You hope the run game gets better because it was abysmal last year. I really don't think it will be. But Kyler Murray adds a gap on, like, he steals a gap in the run game. I think Kyler Murray, like, it'll go as long as he takes them, but I really worry about this run game. The wide receivers are going to be great. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a huge bounce back year with Kyler. I mean, we've seen Kyler hold up a really great fantasy season for DeAndre Hopkins, so it's possible.
Justin Jefferson will get his 1,000 yards.
Before getting into the rankings, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate you guys watching. Obviously,
I don't.
Obviously, he doesn't.
No.
That's why he's not on the channel all that much. He comes on occasionally. But I really appreciate you guys watching the videos all the way through. If you do, like and comment down below if you think we are talking nonsense or if we know ball. Moving in to the rankings of the NFC North. Here at number 4, I have the Minnesota Vikings. As much as I think their team's going to improve,
I don't.
You don't?
No, dude. I think the Packers get last.
Where do you think the Vikings finish? 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I won't disagree. Wow. Quick switch. Packers in 4th.
Is this the Bears, being a Bears fan, come in, you're like, yeah, I want to see the Packers get 4th?
I mean, I'm okay with it.
No, I actually just...
He's not even a Bears fan. He doesn't care.
I hate all these teams except for the Vikings because they have Justin Jefferson. Go Tigers.
Also, Bears fan.
He was a Saints fan.
Bears fan, right? I am a Saints fan. I like the Saints. I like a lot of Saints players.
He's also a Bama fan.
Was. I care more about players than I do teams other than the Bears. I'll get that up. That is true. All right, we're getting off chop. We are sidetracked.
Off topic.
Packers in at 4th. Why do you have the Packers here at 4?
I think Josh Jacobs is going to get suspended for his, issues. I think their defense just kind of sucks. Dude, if they can't stop the run, and I don't think their corners are all that good, what can you really do?
Yeah.
They don't score a lot of points.
No.
They literally score 27. Like, I saw the stat. It was like 27 points for like 4 weeks in a row. and they didn't score higher than that, like for 2/3 of the season. I think they scored over 30 one time last year. That's not going to win you much games if your defense is that bad. Their O-line, also not that good. The Vikings defense is always a top 8 unit. And if Kyler Murray can play anywhere near solid,
Yeah, I mean,
they'd
they
win
were
the
dealing
division.
with tragic quarterback play.
And they still almost
They
got this-
finished third.
Yeah, they almost beat out the Packers.
They had a
were
winning record.
One or two games behind.
Half a
Two?
game because it was a tie.
The Packers went 10-6-1.
They went 9-7-1.
What?
Yeah, dude.
The Packers only won 9 games. I
Yes,
thought they
the
won
Packers.
10.
No, the Packers won 9 games. They went 9-7-1, and then the Vikings and Lions both finished 9-8, and the Bears finished 11-6.
They tied with the Cowboys, correct?
I think so.
I don't
Anyway,
like ties.
I would so initially I had the Packers at 3. Again, I agree with the defensive take that their defense has not been good at stopping the run. Maybe with these guys being healthy, they'll be better, but Micah's not going to be back until October. Their offensive line is suspect. Their corners are really not that good. And Jordan Love has been productive, but he hasn't been the reason that they've won games. Like if they're down, he's not carrying you to a win, a fourth quarter drive. But it's almost like he doesn't have that it factor. He's very good. He's very efficient. He's a good, solid game manager. And
He's a statsy guy.
and stats, like
I want
he
my
can do it,
quarterbacks
but
to be quarterbacky.
he is quarterbacky. But he doesn't. It seems like he doesn't have that it factor to really go out and win you a game when it calls for it. But I would agree that the Vikings, I still don't think are going to. If you ask me, I think the entire division is going to finish above 500 again. I really do.
Possibly.
Possibly. I mean, if anything, it's going to be darn close. I don't think a single team finishes with under 6 wins.
Correct.
It's going to be 7 or more for every team.
I think the Bears win 10, and that's why we have them in second.
Yeah, but we'll talk. So, Bears 2, Lions 1.
I think the Lions realistically win 12.
I think the
11,
Bears
12
and
games.
Lions, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker who gets the win. And the reason I
See,
say
I-
that
I
is
think
I
it's gonna
don't
be
think
second
the
and third.
Lions' defense is that good, and with some of the injuries that guys are coming off of, their offense is going to really have to carry. And you think that with their additions on the offensive line, that it'll be a lot better and they'll be scoring points like crazy. But then again, the Bears did that all last year. They were in shootouts all year last year, and they're going to be in it again, so they're used to it at this point. Caleb has that it factor, regardless of his accuracy in early game situations. When it comes down to the clutch, he's got it. Like he's got something that no one else in this division has, and that's the go out and make a play and win the game for your team. He may make losing plays like throwing that pick in the playoffs, but I don't think any Bears fans thought that they were going to beat the Rams. I surely didn't. The fact that they were even in that game was baffling
They
to
won't
me.
now.
But the Vikings, I really worry about their run game because I think their running backs are just really not that good, especially if Jones is not healthy. I don't think Kyler throws over the middle all that much, which I still think is going to restrict the offense slightly. And Kevin O'Connell really likes to throw over the middle with his schemes. He likes a big quarterback that can do that. I mean, Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, all guys who are really good at throwing over the middle when they have the opportunity.
JJ McCarthy, don't forget him.
Yeah.
Even though he's still tall.
For the Bears, I think that their defense still isn't going to be that good. You hope they take a step in the run defense with the Devin Bush pickup, but with Kobe Bryant being out, that's a huge loss. Thieneman's going to have to step up big right away, and it's been kind of mixed reviews on if safeties can step in and be great right away. This defense is suspect. The pass rush is not that good. The run defense is not that good. Devin Bush and the linebackers are going to have to help out this defensive line a lot, and I think that's going to put a lot of strain on the corners, which if one of them goes down, I worry about the depth in those positions. And I think the Lions, just with the easiest record, are going to get some better luck on one-score games. They had pretty bad luck on it last year, and their offensive line was abysmal. It was tragic. It was, disaster class at times for Goff. And I think that they're going to have a bounce back and just a little bit more regression to the mean for both the Bears and the Lions. And with the Bears leading the league in turnovers last year, I don't think it'll continue.
No.
No. You could legitimately tell me that any of these teams win the division or any of these teams finish last, and I would agree. I'd say the Vikings probably have the lowest chance to win, but you could still argue that they have one of the best defenses, and Kyler goes back to 2020 Kyler Murray or 21 Kyler Murray that was in the MVP race for the first 10 weeks of the season before
when they started
falling off.
9-0.
Yeah. And so this is, some big storylines. What do you think some big storylines are? I think for the Lions, it is going to be how the safeties come back and how the defense looks.
Offensive coordinator.
Oh, true.
I do not like
Petzing. I completely forgot about that. I will say Campbell took it away last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again.
Well, Drew Petzing also didn't have any competency in that entire locker room.
That's fair.
Marvin Harrison can't see the ball.
Michael Wilson was sick.
Yeah, but when Drew Petzing was there, he didn't really use him.
Yeah, that's true. They did. I forgot they fired all of them.
I mean, they're gonna get Sam Laporta the ball. The biggest storyline with the Bears is defense, just overall.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest storyline is how Caleb takes that the next step in the second year of Ben Johnson's system and the accuracy question. I think that's the biggest storyline. Because you could argue that the defense hasn't really changed and you know what it's going to be.
Well, you lost all your starting corners, really.
No, just
you
one.
You didn't really add much to the secondary besides Thieneman
and Kobe Bryant, but Bryant's out now, so it's you added
Thieneman. It's safety. Year one safeties don't really play that well.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I really think it's really just, can Caleb take that step in the Ben Johnson system? Is he going to look accurate? Is he going to make the easy throws when they need to be there and then hit the splash plays like he did last year, with addition to the baseline consistency?
I will say he said he thinks it'll be a tiebreaker between the Bears and Lions. I think it's the other way. I think it'll be a tiebreaker between the Lions and the Bears and the Vikings to see who gets the second spot.
And who makes the wild card?
Yeah. And then the Packers, it's just trenches. Trenches are not good.
It is. Trenches are struggling. They've been big on the draft and develop, and it hasn't been developing that good over recent years.
Especially Jordan Morgan. I watched his film last year. Rough scene.
And the wide receiver room's a big question mark. Jordan Love's been efficient with it, so I wonder what it looks like if they all take a step, and who knows, maybe they will. I think Christian Watson actually can be a good starter, but the thing is he has to stay healthy, and he has yet to prove it.
Yeah.
So overall, I think the biggest storyline in this entire division is basically who's going to get the luck. Because a lot of times these teams had either really lucky wins or really unlucky losses. The Packers losing or tying with the Panthers because they're just disaster class of an offense, and they hit the field goal. The Vikings with disastrous quarterback play, just bottom of the barrel level quarterback play, but they still beat the Lions, and the Lions had bad injury luck, and the Bears had the best luck ever with turnovers and fourth quarter plays. So this division is going to be really fun to watch. Obviously, as a Bears fan, let's go Bears. Bear down. Bear down.
No.
But overall, I think this division is going to be super competitive. Probably one of the best divisions, again, of the entire NFL, which is fun to watch, especially when I get to watch all the games. Thanks for tuning in. That's just the opinion of two ball knowers. See you later.